What if I told you that the richest 1% of people own more wealth than the bottom 50% combined, with a question mark? That's just fact number one. But by the end of this video, you'll understand why social inequality isn't just a statistic, but it's reshaping our entire society. So let's dive in the 9 uncomfortable facts that will change how you see the world. Number 1, the wealth concentration crisis. In 2024, billionaire wealth increased by $2 trillion, while millions struggle to afford basic necessities. That's $2 million per day for each billionaire, while minimum wage workers need multiple jobs just to survive. And that goes hand in hand with what we go through as normal average people. That's why you have a rich class and a poor class. The middle class do not exist anymore. So by me saying that, millionaires are people that own these companies, these different jobs where we have to go and apply to work for them to make the finances we need to pay our bills, rent, car note, cell phone bill, food, light bill, and so forth. So basically, you have companies that are lowballing people that have work experience within a particular field, or better yet, the majority of all or every field that exists in the work environment. So basically, it's a conspiracy to keep us down, to keep us from getting to the level or the levels where we want to be in life. That's why there's an issue. There's a social inequality crisis. But that's number 1. Number 2 is educational inequality. Perpetuate the cycle, right? Educational inequality perpetuates the cycle in so many ways. And it starts from children from wealthy families are 7 times more likely to graduate college than those from low income families. It's not about intelligence, it's about access. Meaning, kids who grow up in rich families, kids who don't have to go through no struggle, kids who don't have to, work hard or earn their way, or the rich kids from rich families, they are spoiled. They are given anything and everything they want. They don't have to worry about their parents working hard for nothing. They don't have to go without, because they got everything they want, everything they dream of. You have some kids that have 4-wheelers, 3-wheelers, motorcycles at a young age. You have kids out there that go to school and get lunch every day, like special foods delivered to them. You know what I mean? You have kids that come to school with money, while the low income families, their kids come to school, have to eat out the government, after school meals. And so many words, like the low income children have to eat straight out of the cafeteria, while the kids that come from the rich families basically get in their car and go to Wendy's, Mickey D's for lunch, or have it DoorDash to the school. I'm talking about in those terms. So that's a big difference. That's number 2, but it's true. Just like you have some kids that come to school with cars. They drive fancy cars to school, and they only 16, 17 years old. But you have some kids that come from low income families, they have to ride the bus to school. That's a major difference. That's what you call a part of social inequality. But that's number 2. Number 3, healthcare disparities are life and death. Your zip code is a better predictor of your life expectancy than your genetic code. In some areas, there's a 20-year difference in life expectancy between rich and poor neighborhoods. And that's true, because check it. Like the far as health goes, you have people that come from some certain states, right? Every state have different laws, different healthcare programs. Most states, or better yet, all states have different social programs, healthcare benefits. Some states, they will help you, like you get free healthcare, free food stamps and free money allowances, in so many words. Like you in some states, like Delaware, for example, you might get $200 a month for food stamps if you're a single person. And if you don't have a job, that might give you $100 allowance, and per month, along with that, with free housing if you get food stamps. Like, I know that for a fact. I don't seen it happen. I don't live in states where people get free healthcare. In some states, people don't have free healthcare. Like, the state don't provide free healthcare. In some states, you have to get online, hop online, better yet, and apply for healthcare. They have healthcare programs online where you can get on the app, download the app, and sign up and pay maybe minimal per month, maybe $40-50 a month. You know what I mean? But it has to be like a 2-3 year plan, something like that, of that nature. But in most states, people don't have healthcare. They don't have the luxury of having state funded healthcare like some states do. Like most states in the Midwest and East Coast, I know for sure on the East Coast that the states have state provided healthcare programs for people who don't have healthcare. And people that's in those situations have a tendency of living longer because they have access to healthcare if they get sick, or they have cancer or some type of disease or something going on with their body. All they gotta do is get the healthcare card, hop in their car, go straight to the hospital or doctor's office, and their needs will be met. So by me saying that, if you live in a state where your state provides state funded healthcare, according to statistics, those people are more healthier and they live longer versus people from states that don't provide state funded healthcare and they are in low income neighborhoods. They're from low income neighborhoods, so they have to deal with medical hardship. That's a big difference, but that's a huge problem. That's why you have people in some places that have a tendency of living longer than people in certain areas in other states. And those are facts. So that's number 3. Number 4, the digital divide. 40% of low income households lack reliable internet access, creating barriers to education, employment, and basic services that wealthy families take for granted. Like, and that's real. Like, like low income families lack, internet. Like some people can't afford internet access that's in low income families. They have to use hotspot or somebody's Wi-Fi. And in so many words, you have people that's from low income families in low income areas can't afford a cell phone. They can't afford to get a contract with T-Mobile. Some people can't even afford Metro PCS, but Metro PCS account program, theirs is $56 a month. You go to T-Mobile, you sign that contract. If you get multiple people on your line, you paying over $100 a month, maybe $200 if I'm not mistaken. But whoever in the comment section know, hey, you drop a comment, hey, tell everybody, let everybody know. But I know for a fact it costs more, and some people cannot afford it, so they get government phones and manage their life off of that. They get internet access with government phones. Some people have Wi-Fi, internet, flat screen TVs, Bluetooth TVs where you can Bluetooth your phone to TV. You know what I mean? But that's in high income families. Like people with money can do certain things that people in low income areas cannot do, because they have more assets, they have more finances. You know what I'm saying? So that's number 4. Number 5 is criminal justice inequality. You're more likely to go to prison for some crime if you're poor. Wealthy defendants can afford better lawyers, while public defenders handle 150 plus cases at once. And I'm very familiar with number 5. I done seen number 5 fiscally with my own 2 eyes from experience. And that's the realest one out of these 9. When it comes to criminal justice, if you a poor person and you from the ghetto and you from a low income family, your family don't have the money or the resources to tap in with the paid lawyers. If you can't afford a paid lawyer, you catch a cell charge, you catch a homicide case, or you catch any type of case, and say you facing 25 years, and out from the gate, if you get a paid lawyer, that paid lawyer can basically still get you off those charges, man. Regardless if you guilty or not. If you guilty, you can still get by with a paid lawyer. It takes money to get out of trouble, right? But say you from the hood, you from the street, you poor, your family don't have it like that, you from a low income family, you can't burn out of jail. You did all your basic time in the county before you went to court and got your time, right? A lot of guys that cannot afford paid lawyers, they have a tendency of taking plea bargains. You know what I mean? Public defenders is not going to stand up for your equal rights or justice for your rights. You know what I mean? Like, public defenders will drag you in the mud. A public defender will have your life, your freedom taken away from you for a long period of time. And it happens every day. That's why you have so many black brothers incarcerated in the institution, because of the fact they cannot afford a paid lawyer. It's a difference when a rich person or a rapper, a politician catches a case. If you notice, if you watch the news and stay in tune, don't you notice they always get off? Yes, just like President Trump, he had over 40 some case charges, and he still got off and still became president. He is a billionaire. You know what I mean? People with money can get out of anything. You can be a big time trap star in the street and you got money. You know what I mean? I say a couple $100,000, and you flush money to a paid lawyer, they get off most of the time, or they get the minimal amount of time. Rappers catch charges and always get off. Yes, a lot of these rappers be catching so many cases and they still come home and be able to drop albums and do shows. And at worst, most of the time, they get house arrest or probation. It happens all the time. But that's number 5. Number 6 is environmental racism. Low income communities are 3 times more likely to live near toxic waste sites. Climate change hits the poor first and badly. And that is so true. Because if you pay attention, if you go any hood you go to, gonna have some type of toxic waste site, or landfill, or junkyard, or a waste plant, a sewer plant. And I used to do a route in a city called Perry, Georgia. It's a neighborhood on the back end of Perry. And if you go to, I forgot the name of this street, but if you go on that street, it's like, it's kind of like in the ghetto, because you have like a predominant black neighborhood in Perry. It's small, but it's not big. But in that neighborhood, there's a toxic waste plant. And if you drive over there, it freaking stinks. Like, you could smell all the waste from human beings. I'm talking about, oh my goodness. Yes. So any hood you go to, you're going to have a landfill or a waste plant or a junkyard. Like, cause most, in every hood I've been in, all across the country, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, even Florida, I've been in hoods and drove through areas where I've seen landfills, junkyards, and waste sewer plants. Yes. So number 6 is facts. Number 6 is a fact. I'm a witness, and I vouch for it. Number 7, the opportunity hoax. Social mobility has declined dramatically. It's now harder to climb the economic ladder than it was for your grandparents' generation. And that's true, because even back in my grandmama and grandfather's time, which was like in the 20s and 30s and 40s, it was easy for them to create other opportunities. You didn't have this political battle back then like that, economical war, where we was being challenged of our dreams and aspirations of making more money. Back in the day, our grandmothers and grandfathers' generation was able to make ends meet. You know what I mean? Like, it was hard, but it wasn't as hard as it is now. You know, when you have money and you trying to flip it and you trying to climb up the economic ladder from coming from the poor class to the rich. You know what I mean? Not saying it's hard to become rich, but it's still a challenge because you had to put in so much work. So basically, we are challenged more than ever for economical growth. But it's still opportunities to build economically. You just have to know how to play the system. It's how you play your cards. You have to play your cards right. If you're not playing your cards right, you won't grow economically. So you have to be smart. It's mind over matter. Number 8, mental health impact inequality. Check it. Mental health impact inequality doesn't just affect your wallet. It literally changes your brain. Chronic stress from financial insecurity causes measurable changes in brain structure. And a lot of people don't even understand or know of this, man. Because see, your mental health impacts everything about inside your body. Your mental health impacts the reality of your current state or your life. That's why it's so important. If you have mental health problems, it is very important to go get help, you know, to go see a psychologist or, you know, a counselor. You know what I mean? Somebody you can talk to, somebody that can talk to you and coach you through thinking, through your mental health, like your mental state of yourself. Like, that's very important, because that's why they tell you, do not stress yourself out about nothing in life. You have to be strong mentally. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so important to be prayed up and think positive at all times, regardless of the circumstances of your situation that you're going through. You can't think about the bad, think about the good. Because if you always stressed out, angry, frustration, it will take a toll on your life, on your body, on your health. That's why number 8 is very important. So basically, you have to fight it. Don't worry about your finances. It get greater later. So that's number 8. Number 9, the democracy threat. The Democrat threat, basically. When wealth concentrates at the top, political power follows the ultra. wealthy, which have proportionately influence over policies that affect everyone. So when wealth concentrates at the top, basically it's like it's a threat, right? The fact that they trying to take away middle class, completely wipe it out, completely wipe out the poor class, and basically destroy the body, but keep the crown. Basically, I'm speaking in terms of they want to conquer and destroy everything. That's democracy. You know what I mean? That's why I never put my trust in belief, and I don't depend on politics. If you understand me, you can't depend on Republicans or Democrats. You know what I mean? But it's a threat because Democrats are trying to destroy all of us. Yes, and Republicans too, for that matter. But it's a power struggle between political powers. So by me saying that, it's a political war because of money, greed. Because it's like both parties want it all. Nobody wants to sell for less. It's like nobody is content with selling for less. And we talking about the people that has the political power control over finances. So that's number 9. And I'm gonna say it like this. These facts might be uncomfortable, but enlightenment is the first step towards change. Like, the only way this will change is unless we are enlightened on this information and we apply it in our life and try to fight against it. We have to pull against what's trending. And we talking about politically, you know what I mean, between rich and poor. So basically, those are my words for the night. If you like this video, smash the like and subscribe button. I'm gonna end the video and I'm out. Peace.